I'm Ty West, you're watching from Trailers from Hell, and we're going to talk about The Changeling, one of my very favorite, if not my favorite, haunted house film. This is a movie that I caught on to late in life. I worked at a video store I think when I was 14 to 16, somewhere around there, and it was always sitting on the shelf and no one ever rented it, and one day I thought, let me just take this home and watch it. And at 15 years old, it totally terrified me. And that hadn't happened since, I don't know, in 10 years probably. So it was a very sort of visual experience to see a movie that could actually have the same effect on me that I had watching movies when I was a kid. And so I became obsessed with the movie, and I tried to show it to everyone that I could. And I think a big selling point for me is that the movie stars George C. Scott, and it's a haunted house film. And if George C. Scott is afraid of a haunted house, then none of us have a chance.
Within this old house live two residents. One of them is John Russell, composer, professor. The other has been dead for over 70 years.
What's really great about this movie is the opening scene, if you've seen it, is, spoiler alert, George C. Scott's family getting hit by a truck. And then he moves, like anyone would do, he moves out of New York and moves to Seattle to teach, and instead of renting an apartment, he rents the most gigantic haunted house he could find, which is a bit of a strange setup, but I think you gotta go with it. The sound design and the music in this film are really incredible, and I think they add a layer to the film that is what makes it so unbearable to watch. I realize this trailer is giving away pretty much every big sort of set-piece moment. Speaking of which, this is a movie that a lot of people don't know about, which I find surprising, but for some reason they just don't. So hopefully if you don't know about this movie, this is inspiring you to go check it out. And you should see it on the big screen if you can, because as a huge fan of this movie, the first time I saw it on the big screen with a big loud sound system, it was a really, I'd seen the movie countless times before that, and it was a brand new experience. This is a movie that I think the others, I'll say, borrows a lot from. I think it even borrows the name of the groundskeeper, Mr. Tuttle, but the big seance scene that is in this film is one of the, I think, greatest horror set pieces I know of. And the others sort of has a very similar scene to it. I think also The Ring owes a little bit to this movie, in that this movie deals with a ghost of a child in a well. And I have to think that there is some, hopefully, homage to that, would be the nice word to say. But, I think it is an amazing movie when you can put Patton in a haunted house and just scare the hell out of him, because Patton's not supposed to be scared. And I think that's something that always resonated with me as a reason for this movie to be scarier than anything. Especially as a kid watching it, it seemed unbearable. Really, that's as good of a title card as you get.
The Changeling, an experience beyond total fear.